people know like the old Danielle versus the new Danielle. And like,
Yeah.
it's not like you're not ever going to encounter problems. Like, you know, that's just life. It's how you deal with them.
Yep.
Cause I think I've been afraid to kind of share my vulnerabilities like that. Cause I don't want to like set a bad example. Like, oh, you know, this happened today and I'm in a bad mood. Like I want to like project positive vibes, you know?
I know. And see, I want that too, but I think it's really important for me to show people how I get out of those places.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because I still go to those places. Like I remember Monday this week, I wanted to sleep all freaking day. Like I seriously got up, brought my kids to where they needed to be. And I had my 2 little ones, but they were playing quietly. And I seriously wanted to like lay back down on the couch and nap again. I was so tired. And I was like, oh my God, I know that the way out of this is to do my workout. Like I know that I will wake up and have energy because I stopped drinking coffee too. Like for some reason I didn't even try and I didn't plan to stop drinking coffee. And I realized I haven't had a coffee in 4 days. And I was like, I guarantee you that's why I'm tired. But I didn't even realize I had stopped drinking coffee. Like, and I seriously drank like a large or 2 coffees a day sometimes. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize I stopped putting in all that caffeine in my body.
Yeah.
And, I still drink my Energized, but that's different because that's like all natural, and green tea is totally different than coffee. Anyway, so I was like, maybe that's why I'm tired. I didn't even think about it until after. And, but how did I get out of that? I do my workout, like, and I do I have to talk to people in my business, and I have to do I show up. And if I didn't have this job, I probably would like waste my day. Like I'd have an entire day wasted on emotions and like my lethargicness. Like, is that even a word? I would have an entire day wasted on that. And I deal with coaching a lot of people. I mean, my post recently, one woman said to me, I think I told you this last week, Yui. So one girl left because she's like, I have a medical scare and I have to quit and I have to cut back financially. And I was like, so she's fearing something she's not even sure about yet, first of all. So now she's captured in this emotion of being in fear of something that she doesn't even know the outcome yet because she doesn't have results. Like something potentially she could have.
Yeah.
And second, then she's now quitting the thing that keeps her healthy. Like the thing that's good for her. And I say to people, like, this is more important to me than my electric bill. This is more important to me. Honestly, I know it sounds crazy, and yes, you need a home, and yes, you need electricity, and yes, but this is more important to me than all of that. Now, before I started this, I wouldn't have said that. It took me learning and knowing, but this to me is more important than all of that, because without this, I can't function well enough to come up with the money to pay those bills. Like, I was working my butt off, working 6 days a week as a dance teacher. Never, ever did I make consistent money. Like, because I had weeks where there was no work. Plenty of times there was no work. Like dance teachers get 3 weeks off for Christmas. We get every school vacation, no pay. My summers, I scraped by with no money. Like, because I would work and teach for 4 weeks out of 10 weeks of no work. And I would like try, and I had to make sure I made it. Like my kids had everything they needed. I had to pay my rent. I had to make sure. And how did I do that? Like, in the past, and this summer, I got to make a post. I'm actually going to go live about it and go live about, I talked to Haley today and I was like, I'm so going live about both of these things. But this summer was the first summer I got a steady paycheck. And I really didn't have to leave like my house. Like I did things with my kids and like did stuff. And this was my first summer I got a steady paycheck. And the fall, so this is the first school year ever since I started teaching dance I had a job right out of college in the field of psychology. And I started teaching dance 3 years after I graduated college, owned a dance studio for 10 years, came out here and taught dance more for another 10 years. So 20-something years of teaching dance. Never in my life has fall come and I didn't dread the fact that I was now going back to work from 3 till 10 o'clock at night, sometimes 11, like 3, I left when my kids were getting home from school, or I picked them up from school and I went to work and I would teach and I'd come home and they were in bed. This is the first year ever in my life. Fall is here and I'm going to be teaching 3 hours a week because that's only because I'm scared to give it up because I might miss it. so I'm teaching 3.5 hours a week, and I really don't have to go to work. I'm not dreading a 6-day work week. And I make more money. Like, I make more money as a coach to take care of myself and do things like to take care of me. Like, so that's crazy. And all I can tell you, like, the only thing I do is I'm super consistent, and I do put myself out there. Like, I share that, like you said, Asa, I share that vulnerability. Normally I'll end these calls on Mondays at 8:30, but today I don't have to end it right at that time, but we'll probably end by 8:45. But normally, because Haley's will start right after this. But it's super important. Like, I did a call with Barbie Kalev, Sagi's wife. She's a coach. And she was a college professor. And I did a call with her last year. She did one of our team calls, and she said, you need to share your shit. Like, everybody was crying on the call because, like, she wanted people to talk about stuff that was like scary to them. And I did a team call last week for another coach, and I'll tell you this, like, I never thought once I had children that I could make it on my own. Like, I never in my life thought that I could be a single mom and raise my kids and make it on my own and pay my rent. Like, I never thought. I thought I had to stick with whatever relationship I was in. I came from parents who stuck together no matter what. And my mom stayed with my dad because she, no matter how unhappy or happy she was, she said, I need his paycheck for you guys and I need to do this. Like, and I stuck in relationships and everything because I never thought I could do it on my own. And like, where now I'm a mom of 4, and I'm like, I have no doubt in my mind I can't do it on my own. Like, there is not a doubt in my mind. But that only happened since I became a Beachbody coach. Like, Beachbody taught me to believe in myself. Like, you know, like, so what you believe and what you teach, and I will, like, so many things have changed because, and I put that out there. Like, I put that out there on a team call. I did a team call for another coach. Haley goes to me. I was so honored because I got a message from another coach that said, my team wants your energy. I mean, I've done like 3 team calls for other coaches since I started this business. One of them was how to make $1,000 within 3 or 4 months of coaching in a month. Because when last summer, I started making, by August, I was making $1,000 a month. And I started coaching in May was my first month of coaching. April, I did 1 week. So I had May, June, July, and by August, I was making $1,000 a month. I will tell you now, Ashley Morris started coaching the same time as me. We're the same coaches, and I try not to compare, but I said to Haley goes, you're freaking lucky today. I go, I just saw Ashley's paycheck and what she made last July and what she made this July, and I make double what Ashley Morris makes, and we're the same rank. And I said to Haley, I go, I make double what she makes, but I didn't post, like, I don't compare another coach. Like, I would never post on social media and compare my pay to another. Some of that is because of where I happen to be placed on my coach's legs and who was under me, because you make volume from whoever your coach places under you on one leg. I know that's complicated, and you usually don't talk about that until you start hitting diamonds, because people come to me and they're like, who are all those people I don't know? And those are people I'm signing up underneath you on one leg. So you have a strong leg and you have a weak leg. So now everybody I've been signing up, I sign up on my weak leg because then I cycle more and I make more money. So I cycle more. I put everybody now on my weak leg. I have, like, originally I stopped doing that because Sarah Myra was my only emerald. And Sarah was a diamond and Sarah Myra was my only emerald on my strong leg. And I stopped doing that. Like, so I put a few more over there because eventually I want more diamonds on both legs. You don't want them to all be on one. So I went through a place where I knew I was signing up working coaches and I was putting them all on my strong leg too. So I have a balance. But don't make posts just about, like, this shake helps me get through the day. You gotta share why you couldn't get through your day. Like, what was going on? And you gotta talk more about what was going on that you couldn't get through the day that you needed that. Or, like, for me, I always share, like I said, like, I do talk about depression, anxiety. I still get, like, anxiety, like, just being around my own children, and I love them. But anybody who's around 4 kids all at once, I'm going to tell you now, you will get anxiety.
Yeah.
You will. And like, especially if like they're not all like my boys are hungry. I have teenage boys who like when they're hungry, they get angry. So now I got angry boys and chaotic little girls who are running laps. And I'm like, oh my God. And I just have to like breathe and I try to laugh. Like I made the post when I went school shopping the other day. And I shared in my post about school shopping how we yell, we knock things down, we steal stuff. We like, and I shared like, cause any mom who has children will relate to that. Like, and that's what my chaos was. I did like, my post the other day was just about that. Like all the things we do and that we unconditionally love each other. And that it came down to the fact that in the past, I used to bug their dad, like their dad had to pay for their school clothes and my mom bought their school shoes every year since I was a dance teacher because in August I made no money. And I would tell my boys that I would take them school shopping after school started once I started getting a paycheck. So they didn't get to go school shopping till October. And I didn't post that actually, but this was the first year I was actually able to take them all school shopping and buy all their school clothes for all 4 of them, like because of this. So share your stuff like that you don't want to tell people. Like share the stuff. Don't just talk about, Haley said this today in her call. She goes, nobody understands this. Like nobody can connect with that. You have to think about like the people who don't work out and where they are in life. Like who don't work out and where they are in life. You, Issa, you'd be different because you work out, you're going to connect and your market is, I do believe this is your market, like partially, but you're going to, maybe I don't know all your vulnerabilities yet either. But part of your market is you do work out, you're a personal trainer, how to make money and how to make a good living doing that while still being home, like, and not have to be in a gym and you know what I mean? Like, and to build a business out of it. Like,
it's funny that you said that because I just had one of my old trainers that I used to work with reached out to me and like she just kind of started asking me about like business and like that's really all she cared about. She didn't even want like the work.
No, she wants to make money doing what she does because as a personal trainer, it's like being a dance teacher. It's not easy money. A personal trainer, I know this because it's similar to what I did. You have to sign somebody up and they pay you to do this amount of work. And when you meet with them, you get paid or whatever. But that's as a trainer and it's all per your time, going to the gym, meeting with them, taking time doing stuff. Yeah. Where with Beachbody, you are sharing, but a lot of this stuff is laid out for you already.
That's what's awesome. And it's like, and like, I mean, she knows because she did like the competitions with me. And honestly, like when I saw the 21 Day Fix breakdown, it was literally like what my competition coach had laid out for me. And we were like paying him. She was on the same team that I was for that. And we paid him like $100 a month for the plan. And it was literally, it was the 21 Day Fix breakdown with like the carbs and
how much you had. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. See, so your market, actually you can market, I believe, like post about the business and making money from home as a trainer. Mm-hmm. Most of those trainers are all using supplements. Like most of them are all using supplements. Like I always say this to people because people be like, oh, I don't need a shake. I can just eat right. And I'm like, listen to me, not in today's world. Like, I don't care how hard you try. In today's world, you cannot get what you need vitamin-wise, nutrient-wise in today's food without like eating a lot and the right stuff and not spending a ton of money on like extras. Mm-hmm. Like when people are creating their own shakes, they're spending a fortune and they're still not getting the quality of a Beachbody shake. Mm-hmm. So like, I do believe that because this is the only thing that's kept me from getting sick, you know, for 16 months. And I actually started to get, my kids all had a bug and I started to get sick. Not this past Monday, but the Monday before, like last week, I was fighting their bug off. Like I felt it. I had a sore throat. I had the headaches they were getting, but they were vomiting. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to start vomiting. But I like totally made sure I rested enough and drank my shake every day. And I didn't get like what they got. So it does help like with all that stuff. I mean, I do post about that sometimes, but I find that when I post the vulnerability stuff, like I posted that I wanted to go to more concerts on my birthday week and somebody messaged me from Vegas And no, I'm not kidding. This isn't a person who's a joke. I was friends with him before I became a Beachbody coach. And he's like lost a lot of weight and this and that. And they messaged me and said, I just want to let you know you're helping so many people with that, silently helping people. If you have any shows, please make a list of all the shows in your area you want to go to, and I will see if I have any connections and message people. And then I gave him a list back. Like, I was like, why not? Like, I knew that he was being like, because I knew friends of friends that we were mutual friends with that have hung out with him. And I was like, I knew he wasn't being a dirtbag and trying to pick me up. Like, and he made that clear. He goes, I'm not doing this. He goes, you're putting so much good into the world. And so I was like, all right. So I gave him the list and he listed back to me. He's like, 4 of these shows I might have connections for you. Message me 1 week before each one of them and I will see what I can do. Like, and I'm like, that's just crazy. Like the things like people, like kindness comes when you put kindness out there. Like I used to try to sell like my kids' old toys I read this, I learned this in one of my personal development books, but I used to try to like sell my kids' old clothes on like websites and this and that and like sell my kids' old toys or whatever else. And now I just hand it to people. I'm like, do you want this? And I give it to people for free because I'm like, if I give good, good's going to come back to me. And that's what happens. Like, so if you put good out into the world, good comes back. If you're giving, people are going to give back. Like, it's karma. And like, so I even say to people when they say, I'm not interested in doing what you do, I'm like, that's so fine. I get tons of people who are like, that's totally fine. I'm like, I still want to be your friend though. Can we still talk about the fact that we like this same band? Like, I don't just end the conversation because they say they're not interested. I stay in touch with them. I meet up with them at shows. Like, I have people that have told me they're not interested. And when I go to Disney, they're like, I want to make sure we get together. Like, just because they're going to see Blue October at the same show I'm going to, because I friend requested everybody who likes Blue October. No, not everybody, but so I have people that I hang out with and make friends like with that I would like that are already told me they're not interested, but it doesn't mean someday they might not be, or they might not tell somebody, oh, she does that. Why don't you join her? I signed up with Haley because of a friend that Haley went to high school with who said on a mom's page, who isn't one of Haley's customers or clients, an acquaintance of Haley that Haley went to school with, I think, like way back, on a mom's page said, check out Haley Christian. It changed her life. And I friend requested Haley and I signed up with Haley. No idea who Haley was. Like, I didn't even know what Beachbody was. That's what my post on the mom's page was. Have any of you guys ever heard of Beachbody? What do you think? And that's how I ended up with Haley. So what was I going to say about networking too? Oh, a girl messaged me. So Shirley, when I lived with you, I was dating a guy like who was from Boston or Cambridge, and I used to go visit him. And one night at one of his shows, I met a girl and I friend requested her on Facebook. We never really talked. Last week, she messaged me and said, I've been watching you and following your lives. So listen, that was 8 years ago, like 8 or 9 years ago. She messaged me and said, I've been following your journey and following you. And she's like, I love your inspiration. I do hot yoga. I'm not getting the results. You look amazing. And so we started to talk back and forth, and she keeps messaging me, following up. She's like, I don't think I can do this, but she wants what I have. Like, she wants it. So she keeps texting me and messaging me. Like, even sometimes I didn't respond to one of her messages quick enough, and she'll message me again with a question mark. Like, we've been going back and forth for a week and a half. And I said to my son in the car today, I go, now that is networking. So I met this girl at a show, and I friend requested her on Facebook with no intention that I was ever going to be a network marketer. But I like making friends. So everywhere I go, I try to. In the book GoPro, they teach you every day to try to add 2 new friends to your life. So no matter where you go, to the post office, wherever, if you go out or you're with somebody, to try to add 2 new friends to your life. Friend request them on social media or something. I don't always even talk to some of them, but I'm adding to my network. with this business, I add to my network much more. Like a girl messaged me today and said to me, hey girl, hey beautiful, do I know you? Because I friend requested her. And I went, probably not. I'm like, I friend requested you because you liked something on the Blue October page and I love Blue October. I'm like, and she's like, they're my favorite band in the world next to the Beatles. And I'm like, so awesome. And that's where our conversation was left at today. I'm like, mine too. And I left it at that. She's going to look at my page. Like she's going to talk. We're going to talk. I'm not going to nag at her like and be like, hey, are you like, maybe in a week, if she likes one of my statuses, I'll be like, are you into health and fitness too? You know, if she doesn't, at some point I'll go back and talk to her. You know what I mean? But I leave it and let them watch. It's all planting seeds. But you definitely have to form like friendships and relationships outside of shakes, workouts. You have to share. I mean, stuff that I wouldn't even want to share. Like my biggest, like I have to share stuff I hate sharing at times. I mean, certain things I won't share because it would put me like, you know, I wouldn't want like, I'm careful because I guess I have a degree in psychology and I know what's right to put out there and what's not to put out there. But I have to share vulnerabilities, things that people can connect with. You know, I said to Haley today, Haley goes, I can't even believe that both the principal of the elementary school in our town and the principal of the middle school in our town are signed up with me. Like, I go, yeah, and I show my butt on social media. I coach both of them. I coach my son's principal and I coach my daughter's principal. Like I message my daughter's principal every day. And I'm like, and I can't even believe because I post that picture. That's probably the hardest one for me. The one that's like my full on butt cheeks. That's the hardest picture for me that I feel like is like so risky. But I get so many comments when I post that one just because it is a transformation. Like people want a booty. So, my big show up in the challenge group. If you show up late, so like when I miss posting at midnight, I still log my workout with my shake. And then I make a separate post that says, here I am doing my workout and here I am having my shake. I missed the clock by 10 minutes. So they see me when they wake up in the morning and they're scrolling, they see me. And I do that I make sure my face shows up on that page every day with my shake and with my workout. Because if I want my challengers to show up and remember, out of your challengers, and even if your challengers don't show up now, it doesn't mean that they might not be in and out and in and out. Some of the top coaches did this, quit, and then came back and were like full in, you know? So you never know when it's somebody's time. Like I have coaches who message me and they're like, none of my girls are working. And I'm like, sometimes I feel that way too, but it might not be their time and I'm going to push. Like, one of the things I'm going to start doing, I think it's instead of waiting till people to complete the to-do list for as coaches, the 10-step to-do list, I'm going to have a call with them right off the bat. I learned this from GoPro, the book today. I'm going to have a call with them right off the bat and say, so when you start not showing up, do you want me to bug you or do you want me to let you be? Like when you're not when you go into a bad time, because when you don't show up and you don't show up in the group or you're not showing up and doing your job, that's when I know you're having a bad time. So do you want me to bug you or do you want me to leave you alone? Like, those, like I in GoPro, there was all these other things that it asked, like, and I'm like, I did it in audio in the car today when I was picking up my son for gymnastics. So I don't have it like all memorized in my head. So I have to take notes off of it, but I'm going to do that call with every new coach I sign up, like who wants to work the business right off the bat with a one-on-one call. Because I think sending an email isn't as personal. And I can tell you this, like my live videos are where I get a ton of my customers because people can see who I really am and my passion for this. And so go live. If I can say to you, go live more. Go live even through like the tough times. I mean, I made my Insta story today. I was like, oh my God, I had the busiest day. I hadn't even been able to go on my Insta story till 4:00 today. But I explained where I was and what I was doing like all day and all the stuff my kids had me doing and everything I was doing all day. Like, cause I had 2 business calls, doctor's appointments, getting my son to and from gymnastics, like other coaches, like I did it like, and I just never got to my Insta story. And people are watching, like, and people are there just to know, like, and you show them. I messaged somebody else's coach last night, like one of my coaches' girls that signed up. And I said to her last night, I'm like, so you haven't shown up in the challenge group? She's like, things have been crazy. My kids have been sick. I have 2 kids and they both were sick and they both were vomiting. And I'm like, I have 4 kids and mine were all sick too last week. And I'm like, don't tell me you can't make 20 minutes for yourself. Like, you know that they're only getting, and I remind them, because this is me as a mom and I have to remind myself, they're only getting 50% of their mom if you're not giving yourself 20 minutes a day. They're not getting 100% of their mom. Like, your boyfriend's not getting you 100% if you don't take 20 minutes for yourself in a day. I love 22-minute hardcore because it's short. So nobody can say they don't have time for that. Do you guys have questions? All right. Check on all your challengers once a week minimum. If they're not, and ask your coach, if you're not set up as an admin in the challenge group, because I can't have 10 admins, ask your coach, send your coach a message. Well, all of you guys, I'm your coach. So send me a message and say, I used to send Haley a message with 10 names and say, let me know how these people are doing. For my first 3 challenges, I did that. And then Haley said to me, you need to start your own challenge group. Once I had like 10 or 12 names. She was like, all right, time for you to go, girl. And I was like, oh my God, she's kicking me out. She doesn't like me. And it wasn't that at all, because I wouldn't have ran the business. Like, at that point, I had to like step up my game and start doing call to actions every day. And I did the whole challenge group by myself. I showed up every day. Now I run it with Shirley and Sarah because they both hit diamond. But you know, you guys got to hold your diamonds, like, to keep those spots. You want to run challenge groups. You want to build up your challenge group so it has 200 people. So then you have 40 to 50 people actively participating, you know, or even 100 of those 200 that are in there. And then I go in there, you can see, I go in there and I scroll and I comment on people's stuff. Do the same. So even if it's not your people, go in there. Kathy Gould, for example, should be a coach because of her level of participation in the challenge group and how she comments. Because that's what I do in the challenge group. I go in and I comment until I get to where I stopped commenting the day before. Like, coaches need to be participating and active, and you want your name to be popping up in people's minds. So what happens? Like Haley had a coach who was hitting Success Club 50 last summer. There was a girl who was hitting Success Club 50 every month, higher than Haley every month. And Haley was like pushing to catch up to her every month. She quit. All of those coaches needed a coach. She was running a challenge group with Ashley Morris. So she had, those girls needed coaches. And it became, Haley and Ashley Morris had to combine together because Haley was that girl's upline. And Haley and Ashley Morris had to combine together to take over all those girls. So if you were showing up in the group and you're showing your face and this and that, people will, like, when their coach quits and their coach stops showing up, they're going to be like, hey, Brittany, I see you in the challenge group all the time. I totally connect with you. Will you be my coach? You know what I mean? They're going to swap to you. Or it's going to automatically go to their upline. So I would say my bullet points from this call are show up in the challenge group. Hold on. Come on. Sorry. Got to give a good night hug. Love you. Mwah. She's wearing a nightgown that says I get my drama from my mama. So my bullet points to this call are show up in the challenge group every day. Log and love, because if you want your challengers to do that, you have to do that. Show up in Rock and Mind and Body. Like, those are places you want to show up and post and be active. Again, even if you're not getting your customers from outside, when somebody's coaches quit, and coaches quit all the time. That's why Haley might say to you guys, you're lucky to have like us and me or her, because some coaches, I get girls messaging me all the time that say, my coach sucks. Can you help me? Can you answer these questions for me? Like, they don't have anybody to go to. Like, there's girls that don't even know that they can sell anything but a challenge pack. Like, there's girls that are like, they ask, I answer so many questions for other coaches. Haley tells me don't spend time doing things like that all the time. But I will tell you, when those people quit, like when their coaches quit, they'll come to you. And if Haley's their upline, I always check with Haley. If Haley's that other coach's upline, I'll check with Haley because I have a good honest. I'll be like, Haley, do you care? This girl came to me, wants me to be her coach. She would automatically go to you. Haley's like, take her. It's fine. Like, I won't sign. I have sometimes every now and then some of Haley's people will come to me and be like, Haley doesn't like, I just connect with you. Are you okay? Like, and I'm like, I'm not stealing you from Haley. And Haley will be like, take her. All right. Good night. Love you. So show up, challenge group, Rockin' Mind and Body. Those are the biggest groups that we have. Like, if you want to be in the co-ed group too, be in the co-ed group. You know, let me know if you want to see the participation in that. It's not huge. It's small, 7 people. So I'm building that up, and I have been marketing to men now too lately. Sorry, my phone's buzzing over here. The other things, be vulnerable, share your shit. Like, share the stuff you're scared to share. If you're worried that it's too much, ask me. Ask your coach. Be like, should I share this? I send messages to Haley all the time, and I'm like, should I say this? Like, in the beginning I did. Now I kind of know where I'm at, like, and what I'm going to share, because now I'm comfortable. Like, I know I did get scared. Like I said, I got scared when I did my butt transformation, but I knew I was like, I'm doing this because it was right after 80 day. And I was like, I had to show my butt.
It was a good transformation.
It was. I'm like, I have to show the difference because I have to. And so those things are key things. And make sure you're not posting pictures about, like, Jess, you know, talking about, I think it's really important not to post pictures of a product and not to market a product. Even Beachbody will tell you this. Like, in a network, if you listen to the book GoPro, because in GoPro, Melanie Mitro recommended GoPro, and Melanie Mitro is the #1 girl in Beachbody coach. 4 years, 5 years coach, #1. She said it was the first book she ever read, and she sends it out to all her new coaches. She said in GoPro, he says that people don't sell products, they sell their story. Like, sell you. Because then people will connect with you and want to be with you. They won't want to leave you because they like you. Like, they're not signing up with you just because they want to shake and they want the workouts. You want them to sign up with you because of the connection they have with you, and they build a relationship with you. Make sense? So, I did record like the second half of this. So I probably will post it and say I started recording partially through. But I'll post it on our team page. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. Shirley disappeared. I hate people when there's only 4 of us, you guys got to say bye. It cracks me up when we do our calls with Haley in the morning, our diamond calls, and she's like, people just click off, and she goes, I hate when they don't say bye. Yeah. I'm like, bye guys, I got to go. Like, I tell them where I'm going. I'm like, bye, I got to go. Because there's only like 10 of us or 6, like on those calls, there's 4 or 6 of us. So when somebody disappears, it's like, boom, suddenly they're gone. Brittany, do you have any questions? You're silent. I'm like, you're muted.
How about now?
Yay.
How about now?
You're good.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I keep going like in and out of service, so that's why, like, I don't know. But no, not today.
Okay.
But I have to go. Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah. You guys have a great night. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.